Hi there, this is Susan Campfield with SueStampfield.com. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Tonight we're going to do a floating gatefold card using the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set and the coordinating dies. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Let's see. Hey Kathy, how are you? I am going to start with the stamping. So I have a piece of cardstock here that's Whisper White, and it measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And then I've scored it on the 8.5 inch side at 2 1/8 and 6 3/8, or you can go 2 1/8 from each side, and that would be the same thing. So hey Karen, so we're going to go ahead by doing a little stamping here before I do anything else. And what I have is the Bumblebee ink pad. This is a new in color. This is brand new. I haven't even used it yet. I put the sticker on right before I started, and I haven't even inked. It hasn't seen ink yet, so let's give it a go. So I'm inking up this very large sunflower stamp, and it's going to be really dark because, like I said, this is a fresh, juicy ink pad. This pretty golden yellow color. That's called Bumblebee. Look at that great detail in that stamp. Awesome. So that's just a little detail on the inside of my card. I'm going to go ahead and get all of my stamping done here first. So I have two little pieces right here that I'm going to stamp some greetings on. So I'm actually done with the Bumblebee. I'm going to switch to Early Espresso ink. So let's set the Bumblebee aside, and we'll grab our Early Espresso pad, one of my favorite browns, favorite neutral of mine. And I'm going to start with these words that are from the same stamp set. Pull that back in here. It's Let's Celebrate You. And I'm stamping through the camera, so fingers crossed that it's kind of sort of straight. There we go. This piece of cardstock is, I gotta look at my cheat sheet here, 1 inch by 3 1/8 inch. And this other one is exactly the same measurements. I'm going to do a different little greeting on this one. This is going to be the Know You Are Loved stamp, also from Celebrate Sunflowers. So we're going to stamp that. Oh, that's, is that straight enough? Yeah, I guess it is. It looked crooked to me, but when I look across here, that's pretty straight, isn't it? Okay, all right, we're good. So I need one more stamp, and that is a greeting for the front, and I'm going to do a happy birthday. This is a really old stamp. It's still current. It's not available in the wood anymore, but it's called Itty Bitty Greetings. It's one of 2 boxes, and I'm using this happy birthday. You can see mine has been very well loved. I love this set, and I use it a lot because it just has tons of little greetings that fit on just about anything. So we're done with the stamping portion, and let's go ahead and punch this out. I'm punching it out with the classic label punch. Just gonna line that up here. So much easier to stamp first and then punch out. There we go. And that away. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start assembling our fun card here, our fun fold card. So next I'm going to have to do some die cutting. Oh, I have to do die cutting. Yay, my favorite thing. I do like to die cut. So we're going to die cut some fun sunflowers. I've actually got a few of the pieces already cut and embossed. So these pieces right here are embossed with the greenery embossing folder. That's a 2-folder embossing pack. I don't have it right at hand right now. I'm in the process of pulling my retired things and reorganizing and whatnot, so they are in another room right now. So it's a 2-pack of some narrow folders, and that's where I got these 2 pieces. These measure, look at my cheat sheet again here. I believe these are embossed front panels. Okay, 2 pieces that are 2 inches by 5 3/8. So that's what those measure. And then I have these 2 little arm pieces. These are going to form our floating message inside our card. And those are 1 by... It's not the right one. Oh, they're 1 by 4.5, and they're scored at 1 inch, 2 inches, and then 3.5 inches. I do have a PDF tutorial for this project that I will be sharing, so no need to like write any of this down. You can just print that out and you'll be good to go. So we're going to do our die cutting right now. I've got some parts already done and we need to do a few more. So I'm going to bring in my die machine here. Here we go. Slide it back just a little bit. So these are, wow, my camera is so close today. Okay, so these are the sunflower dies. I already cut the detail die in Early Espresso. I did this for a class, a workshop actually, that we did by Zoom, and I had a few extras, so I just thought I'd go ahead and use that. I'm going to be punching out all of this part, and this is on the adhesive sheets, so it's going to be already sticky and ready to go. And I already have the detail leaf, which is this die down here, already cut out of Mossy Meadow. So I've got Early Espresso and Mossy Meadow there, but I need to cut out the solid part of the leaf out of Old Olive. Get the plate out here. Let's pull our dies out of the sleeve. And I also need just the big solid backing for the sunflower. And I'm going to cut that out of Bumblebee. So we can move our dies over here and slide the machine back in. And like I said, my camera is super close to my work surface, which the plus side of that is you can see up close and personal. I just can only fit so much on the camera that way. So, but I think you get the idea, right? We're going to go ahead and just rotate this a little bit. I love this set too, Gloria. It's just gorgeous. So gorgeous and so summery, right? So we're going to pop this top plate on. We're going to crank it through. Some exciting news from Stampin' Up! Today regarding the new emboss. Ooh, sorry, jiggling the camera here. The new emboss and die cut machine. Demonstrators will be able to pre-order that in August, at the beginning of August, and customers will be able to order it in September. This is the regular new die cutting machine. The new mini machine is not quite ready yet, and there will be a delay on that. So just a heads up. And if you are not currently a demonstrator and that's something you've been thinking about giving a try, you might want to do that just so you can get in on this pre-order. And if you sign up in June, you're going to get some extra bonuses. So it's a good time to think about it. All right. So, gosh, is that all the die cutting? It seems like I really took some shortcuts there, didn't I? Because I already had these done. I also already had a middle cut of the sunflower. That's this one right here, which has the little polka dots in the center. So speaking of polka dots, I'm just going to grab my die brush, my take your pick tool. Oh, no, I'm not. Dang, it's not here. Oh dear. All right, we're going to go old school, I guess. It must be downstairs. I have been very busy lately with my son's graduation party and graduation events and getting him graduated and all of this other stuff. And so it feels really good to be back stamping with you tonight because it's been a while. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel off this backing because I think some of these pieces are going to stick to the backing, and then I don't have to poke all this out. So let's give that a go. Oh yeah, that worked beautifully. So you can see most of those pieces just stayed right on the backer. I do have a few little circles here that did not, and that's okay. We'll just get those out. Sure we will, Susan. They are not going willingly. And you know what? Like if you left some of those in, like big deal, right? I mean, it really would not matter. It would be fine. But you guys know by now that I'm a little anal about such things, so I'd prefer them to be out. All right, that looks pretty good. And we're going to go ahead and slide this over, and we're going to match this up. So when you're matching it up, I usually look for this big sort of jagged tooth, I call it almost, and then I look for the matching. There's just one that's that deep right there. Almost looks like a Lorax, doesn't it? Channeling Dr. Seuss here. So go ahead and just line that up, and it'll match perfectly, and then give it a press down there. And that's just basically outlined every little petal for us. And then this little guy I'm going to pop up in the center. And we'll use a dimensional for that. So, you know what? I'm going to use a black dimensional. It'll hide well on the back here. A little polka dot stuck to my nails. So we're just going to put that right in the center. And then we'll do the same thing, same assembly with our flower here. I'm just going to go ahead and pull that backing off of the leaf. I did the detailed leaf on the adhesive sheets. I am so excited those adhesive sheets are back. I love the convenience. You know, you can sponge on your liquid glue, but it gets messy. And so it's, I don't know, it's just a lot more efficient, cleaner, and quicker to go with the adhesive sheets, in my opinion. So there we've got that pressed on, and that's going to just tuck right under our flower like so. I'm going to throw my little mess away here. And gosh, I think we're ready to put our card together. Let's go for it. So we're going to start here. We're going to start with the inside mechanism, and then we'll do the decorating. You can do it either way, but where has my bone folder has flown the... Oh, you know what? I put it back where it belongs. Huh! That doesn't happen very often around here. Last place I would look. So I am doing the gatefold portion of this card. This card is called a floating gatefold card. I got the idea from Dawn Griffith, and card she did some time ago. Now she did some different images inside. I chose to do sentiments on mine. So I'm going to open my card up, and I'm actually going to start with these little arms. And I want to walk you through what I find to be the best way to put those in. Because these little arms, I call them arms, they're little pop-up stands that are going to be inside your card that are going to make your greeting pop up. So again, I do have a written tutorial with photos where I walk you through how to do it. So, and I'm going to grab that. So you're just going to fold on the score lines, and you can see I'm accordion folding here. So accordion folding back and forth like that. And I'm going to start with a square on the left, the second one is in a rectangle, and then two squares on the right. And on the top of this square, I'm going to put some adhesive. I am using a new adhesive. This is called the Stampin' Seal Plus. This is an extra strong adhesive. You barely push, you like no pressure. You just barely touch it to the paper, pull it towards you, and it breaks right off. You don't need to twist. In fact, you don't want to twist. Just straight up putting it on the paper. Now I'm going to take my card and I'm going to move this arm down. Oh, I don't know. I guess I'll call that maybe a ½ inch down. And I'm going to just put it right into that seam there, or that score. And I'm going to fold and press. And so what that has done now is that has adhered that to that inside panel. Does that make sense? I laid it in there with adhesive side up, pressed down, and now it's adhered here. So that's going to form, this is going to form a box shape. So now what I'm going to do is lay this flat, and I'm going to fold this back. So this is stuck down. I'm going to fold this down. So now I have two squares showing. And on just this square, the square closest to the center of the card, I'm going to add a little more of this adhesive. And it hung over a little bit, so I'm going to just flip that back up. And then I'm going to close the card. Press, and then that forms that little pop-up box. Hopefully that made sense. If it didn't, we're going to do it again, because we're going to put another little pop-up box right down here. So this one I'm actually going to do the same way, but just backwards, because it's on the other side. And by backwards, I just mean that when we accordion fold here, instead of having the square on the left, I'm going to have it on the right, because that's where I want to stick it. So I've got the one square, I've got the rectangle, and I've got the two squares. Okay, so we're going to lay it right in here. Again, I don't know, I guess I'd call that about a 1/2 inch. I don't know that it really matters. I could have probably even done it lower. Depends what you're putting on your arm, but it could matter if you have something that sticks up. We'll talk about that in just a minute. So again, I'm going to press this down. That's going to stick onto the side panel now. I'm going to fold this back, and I want to put adhesive just on this, hang on a second. Looking at my tutorial that I did, because it's really handy. So I'm folding this back so that I have the two squares on top, and I'm going to put adhesive just again on the square that's closest to the sunflower. Okay, so just put some on there. A little bit more. Okay, I twisted it when you don't want to twist it because then it gets off. So you just pull and lift. And I'm so used to using the old fast fuse that we have where you had to do this sort of pirouette twist that I'm having a hard time remembering that. So now we have the second pop-up square. So when your card opens, these squares pop up, and that's where we're going to put our greetings. Okay, so our greetings are going to be floating on those squares. If you use a shape, I think the one Dawn did, it was an animal shape on a circle, you would want to make sure that it's not going to stick above and show when the card is closed. These piece panels are the same width as the arm, so I don't need to worry about that. Now, I don't want to put adhesive on here because I'm not going to know where to stop, so I'm actually just going to put adhesive on the top part of the arm. And, oh, come here, you. Adhere my words to that. And you could use a regular adhesive for this. I'm using this super strong one just because, you know, I don't want anything to fall apart. Or you could use tear and tape if you wanted to. Oh, I did the check mark again. I gotta train myself not to do that. All right, so there. We're gonna line that up right there. And now we've got the floating greetings. Does that make sense? So now we can decorate the front. That's the fun part, right? We've got our fun, magical inside greeting just floating around. And let's go ahead and put these embossed pieces from the greenery embossing folder on the front. Just going to use the Seal Plus because it's what I've got on hand. So this is going to give you just a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around. And here. We go. I'll put this one right here. And then we're going to add our sunflower. And of course we have to add a little ribbon. I'm crazy about ribbon. So here's my sunflower. Here's my leaf. I'm actually going to just attach it to the left panel of the card. If you put dimensionals on both of it, you're going to glue your card closed, which wouldn't, you know, probably be a bummer. So let's see. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I've got the black dimensionals at hand. Let's just use those. I just went through a ton of these on for my son's graduation party. It's a little interesting trying to do a graduation party in the current environment, and so when we didn't want to do a food buffet, we went with snack boxes, and so I had these black boxes that I filled with snacks with fun little sayings on them, and then I made the top of the box, I attached a tassel and a circle, so it looked with a 1-inch circle punch, so it looked like a grad cap. All right, I'll have to show that at some point here. Okay, so now we have that little punched out sentiment. I'm going to put that at the top of our card. Just going to add a little, for this one I want a mini dimensional. Sorry, off in the hinterlands here grabbing a mini. There's probably some right in front of me actually. So I'm going to do a same thing. I don't want to glue my card closed, so oops, I accidentally got two. That's okay, I'll use them both there. And put that right here. And somewhere I have a ribbon. Aha, found it. This is the Bumblebee Gingham ribbon. Super cute. Again, really summery look. Just going to tie a simple knot in that ribbon. And let's grab our snips here and trim that nice and short. I'm going to go even shorter on this side, just by a little bit. And I'll just grab my glue dots here and attach that. And our card is all done. Yay! So what a fun, summery, happy birthday card to receive. When you open it up, you've got the floating greetings. Let's celebrate you and know that you are loved. So who wouldn't like a message of love right now? So take care, everyone. Thank you so much. Thanks for the love, and I'm glad you enjoyed that. I hope you give the floating gatefold card a try. If you are in my Sue Stampfield group, that there is a file section there, so that's where I post all of my tutorials, and so you can access that, and it's a Google Doc, and you can just print that out and just make as many of these as you want. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.